is the best for really trying to build that e-commerce brand, getting into wholesale inventory and all that stuff. Because if your entire pixel is only USA customers, all of your website data is only USA customers, that's a really big asset long term as we get into the branding stuff. But if you're just sticking to drop shipping, it's good to add in some other countries that are very likely to convert, because our 3PL team can ship to most major countries within that 7 to 12 days, sometimes even sooner. So we might as well take advantage of it and get sales from other countries if we're staying in that drop shipping realm. I personally think it's okay to stick in the drop shipping realm for a little bit, target some other countries to get some easier sales, to build a little bit of data. It is slightly less quality because it's not just USA customers, but in the end of the day, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. So if you want to add in other countries to potentially get more sales, you definitely want to do Canada, United Kingdom, New Zealand, and Australia. Again, I would send a quick message to your 3PL, say, hey, is there any issues with sending my specific product to Canada, UK, New Zealand, Australia? What are the shipping times? And get a little bit of an update with them before you just go ahead and dive in. Next, when it comes to age or gender, I'm not going to target anything. That's what we did on TikTok and that's what's working. But if you are selling like makeup or something that helps with period cramps or like something that's like specifically female, you can do it. But again, I just never like to. You can mess with age, but again, I really just don't like to. I want Facebook to have as much control as possible. Next, the really important part is placements. So you want to hit manual placements, basically turn everything off. The only thing I want on this one is Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels. That's the only placement I want, because we're grabbing our TikTok videos and we're putting it on Reels. And right now, Reels are doing really good because Facebook, Instagram, Meta as a whole is trying to compete with TikTok. They want their platform to get all of the vertical videos. They want to get all the views and they want to kind of squash TikTok. So any advertisements that are on that platform, they're going to try to give better results to, because they're trying to make that platform or that sector of their platform flourish. So Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, only placements there, everything else turned off. We want to hit next, and that is all that we're going to do for our targeting on our ad group. Next thing we need to do is grab all of our videos from our TikTok, and that's kind of hard, right? Because we don't want to download them and have the watermark. So here's the best thing we want to do. Go to tiktok.com, go into our account, and I'll show you exactly what to do. You can see we're getting some decent views here today. Pretty nice stuff. We can go in and copy the link and go to something called SnapTik. You want to hit this option, SnapTik TikTok downloader, paste it in, and you want to hit download. And this is going to give you your TikTok video without the watermark. But this is, whenever you do services like this, there's always little ads that are sketchy. Like hitting download here isn't the correct thing. You want to hit download here, MP4 without watermark. Then it does a pop-up and you can click right here and hit download. So we just got that downloaded. You can see there's no watermark. You can hear it, and we just got our video there. So we need to go through and download all of our videos and import all of them into the creative section. So we have our one campaign, one ad group, and all of our videos located inside of it, just like TikTok. All right, so I just finished downloading all of those videos. Make sure you're being safe and clicking the right buttons. There's pop-up ads that are going to try to trick you into clicking it, and it'll get like viruses on your computer. And it's a little bit sketchy, but that's like the best option, is to use SnapTik. Okay, before we get into adding in these videos, make sure you have your Instagram account connected. There'll be a little button that just says sign in or verify or something, and it'll get it connected in. But the next thing we need to know is that we can post these videos on Facebook or on Instagram and hit this button right here, do use existing post, select post, and pull it up from the Facebook, pull it up from the Instagram, or anything like that. And what that's going to do is essentially create a Spark ad, right? So all of the traffic that we get on the video goes onto our Facebook page, or goes onto our Instagram page, wherever it was posted first. So it looks like we're getting a ton of Instagram traffic, or it looks like we're getting a ton of Facebook traffic. So Spark ads are good because it's going to organize all the views, all the likes, all the comments into one area. And personally, that is what I recommend. So the first thing we want to do is post it on our Facebook account. So we want to go to our Facebook page and hit reel and add in a video. We'll get our video in, hit next. We don't need to trim the video. We don't really need to do anything. And we're just going to use the exact same ad copy we did on TikTok. The best thing is pretty much save 30% today, save 40%, 50%, whatever it is. If you go to my New Cup website, you can see that they instantly save $30. So you can just kind of put anything there. I think 30% is fair. Sometimes I've heard that Facebook doesn't like when you have everything 50% off. So I think 30% is more than enough. I'm just going to keep it at that. And we're just going to publish, and we're going to go through and do this on every single video ad that we have. I think it's around like 5. And refreshed here, you can see the post is up. So I'm just going to do that for every single post. I'm going to try different ad copies like get yours today, but in the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. If the video interests them, they'll click. This one I am going to try. We have 50% off today up here. See how that one goes. Also mine, this product is in like the pain relief category. So I have to be very careful with the things I say, or I can literally get my ad account taken down. Some of these videos might be a little bit sketchy. There is a decent chance that they could ban me. I really don't think they would do that because they're very lenient right now, but it's a possibility. So be very, very careful with like the claims you make. In these videos, I know for a fact I say this takes away my knots, aches, and pains, but I have checked the ad library and I know that the Smart Cupper says the exact same comments. So I think I'm fine. I did at least check that. So after hitting just create post right here, I do remember this option. You can hit open now to this pop-up, and it's going to tie your Instagram and Facebook together, and it's going to post everything the exact same time. It's going to want you to log in, verify your Instagram. It's basically going to link these up together. So we can hit create post right here, and it should be able to put it on both platforms. This is a little weird though. I know that this is a more new feature, and I don't think that I can choose to only have it published as a reel. So I don't think we're going to be using this. Cool. And that was the last one. So they should all be posted here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. So all videos are in. Let's go back to the ad account ad that we've been setting up. Hit use existing post, and we can select the post. We might need to refresh right here. So there's no worries. You can hit refresh on this, and it's going to save all of the settings you did and just put you right back at the same place. So we'll hit select post now, and it's going to preview for Reels and for Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels. So we then need to hit a button. We want to do shop now always, and we want to have our exact link, which is this one, directly to our product, not our homepage or anything like that. Put that in, update post, and there we go. We have this one fully set up. So now we want to go to, well, let's talk about this. On the left, we have our campaign, our ad group, and then our video ads. We can name each one. This will be, I'm just gonna name video ad 1. Then we can duplicate it. Existing campaign, existing ad set, number of copies. I have 5 other videos. So now we can come in here and add in, we want to do existing post, change the post, scroll down and just kind of input in every video for each one. And then when you finish, come in and change the name to video ad 2 and go down until you have all of your video ads in there that you want to test. So we just got done. We have all the video ads in here. It's telling me there's an error of like put in a objective URL and stuff, but it's already in there. I'm not sure why it's doing that. And we're basically good to set up. We just want to make sure that our tracking pixel is up there. You want to make sure you have all of your posts in. They all have the correct link, and they have shop now. Definitely want to do shop now. And yeah, that's basically it. We're good to hit publish. And this is going to run basically a mirrored campaign to what we did on TikTok. So it looks like it's still giving the errors for some reason. I know this is just some weird hiccup, but let's hit review and publish and go to fix error and see what it's talking about. And so call to action required. Your campaign objective requires an external website URL. Yep, it's literally right there. So I guess we'll just remove it. Yeah, not sure why this is bugging out. Facebook always has some weird issues going on. Okay, it looks like if I individually publish them one by one, those go away for some reason. Just a weird bug, but we should be good to go. So these are going to all start at midnight, and this is basically the exact same process of what we did on TikTok. So we have our campaign, our basically no interest targeted, really open targeted audience, $50 a day, and it has all of our video ads in there. It looks like these ones aren't publishing either. Hopefully this one works and gets them all going. Then the next thing we would want to do is obviously we want to watch this, check all the data, see how it's working, just like we did with our TikTok testing. But now we can also do the exact same, but for story posts. So we want 3 to 5 creatives when it comes to a story ad, and we can make all those up on Canva. And then with a feed post, we want to have a single image, and we want to do 3 to 5 creatives for that. Test it the exact same way. Literally nothing changes. We want to have them as existing posts on our Facebook account, and that's about it. You want to create 3 to 5 different single images. You can also do another campaign that has feed posts that are videos that are those little GIFs. But the main things I would recommend is you want a test campaign structure for Reels, you want a test campaign structure for single image feed ads, and you want a test campaign structure for your story posts. posts. So those are the ones I'd recommend to get started, but we can only spend 50 a day. So I'm just going to test my reels today. Tomorrow I'll probably do stories. Then the next day I'll probably do the feed images. It just depends on how much it's going to let me really spend, because Facebook's a little bit iffy at the start. And there's a decent chance that it doesn't even spend this money at all. And there's a decent chance that they also try to say that I'm making claims or try to come at me with some weird bullshit when it comes to me running the ads. So when you're at this point, you basically just cross your fingers, hope that it spends, because you know that these are good video ads. You know that this has potential, and hopefully you can start racking just as much as you're doing on TikTok on Facebook, which is going to be super exciting. We'll hit $1,000 days alone just through that if we can mirror some similar results with Facebook. Something I want to mention, and I will film me setting up my feed ad and my story ad, but when it comes to feed ads, this is where you want to get into ad copy. This is where you do want to tell a story. With your reels, you don't want to tell a story, right? They're watching a visual video. They don't want to read. But when you only have a single image, if it does pique their interest, they do want to read a little bit before they go to the next, before they click to your website. So the best thing to do here is go to the Facebook ads library. We want to hit all ads and go to our competitors. So we'll do the Smart Cupper. We'll also check Revomatic and just look at their copy. Usually a copy like this is going to be your best bet. Something that has the link in it, has some emojis, some verified things. They just kind of show like, hey, these are the key benefits. And it has a little emoji next to all of them. Something like this with stars, #1 selling product. This is good things to do when it comes to like a picture ad. People are doing it on their video ads, which I don't recommend, because they're doing feed posts with the huge formatted thing that's not even for the feed post. So the whole point behind doing this is to have content tailored to each placement so it doesn't look like out of the norm, right? Like there's a ton of people that they'll make a square image ad and they'll do, yes, post this on the feed for the placement, and they'll also post it on the story. And it's like, why would you post a square image to Instagram stories? It looks so out of place. It throws your caption up on the screen and it looks awful. So every placement you do, you need native content for it. That's why I separate all my campaigns by placement. Probably should have explained that at the start. But yeah, we can come in here and check out. Looks like they're trying important announcement. Huge ad copy here. So we could try something like this on our image ad. That's where it fits. It doesn't fit on a video ad, right? You're trying to do two things at once, catch two birds with one stone. It's not going to work. Let's also check Revomatic. So see, they have this is what I'm talking about right here. This is a hot traffic or warm traffic ad. They just have a cool little image. They have their nice little stuff here showing their star rating. Then they have more of a storytelling structured ad copy here. That's what you want to do on your images. So I'm glad that example came up. Looks like it's not showing us all of their ads. Interesting. I wonder why it's not showing anymore. That's really weird. I know for sure they have other ads up. For some reason, it's not showing me other ads. I know they have more ads. That's kind of weird. But yeah, when it comes to single image ads, make sure you have ad copy just like this. All right, guys. Well, I will see you in a couple days when I can come back and hopefully have some analytics, some stuff here to show you guys, as well as more of an open budget so I can set up my feed ad and my story ad structures. And then we'll probably have a later video that goes over retargeting in general, because that's a little bit more tricky. There's specific things we need to set up. So that pretty much wraps up for my filming today, and I will see you in a couple days when I can spend more and when I have some stuff to show you guys. All right, guys, so it's the next day where it's like 9:51 in the morning, and things are going pretty decent so far. So the first thing I wanted to go over, and we'll jump into my computer, is that Facebook is allowing me to up my budgets already after that first day. So I can now do $100 daily budget on that one ad account, and hopefully it's also going to let me do 100, and I can start the story placement version. So I just made up the stories. Let's jump in my computer and I'll show you what they look like. All right, so this is the first ad. We have an 8-second story ad, and it's basically just an image with some animations. So this is what it looks like. That kind of comes in, grabs their attention really quick. Boom, cupping therapy, really cool image. And then it says, get rid of stubborn knots, aches, and pains today. I'm thinking that this copy is okay because we haven't had any issues. We haven't been flagged at all. And I'm guessing Facebook's really just hurting right now because this is something that definitely would have been at least flagged and then approved later in their early processes. So kind of interesting, but to watch it one more time. Cupping therapy, get rid of stubborn knots, aches, and pains today. That's it. And then it'll just sit there so they have some time to kind of read through it and click the link if they're interested to swipe up. So that's the first one. Here is the second. Just a different feature. This one might be my favorite. I think this is just more subtle, very eye-catching. Yeah, I think it's a really good one. This one's not my favorite, but it's simple, so you never know. You just want to give variants to Instagram, to Facebook, to let them kind of play with it. So these are going to be the different creatives that we throw into the story ad. To give an update on the store, it's 9 in the morning. We've already done 100 in sales. This month so far, just in March, in these first 3 days, we've done 1,000. We've already processed almost 2,000 on this store, and we're doing it profitably. It's kind of insane. So let's jump into the Facebook ads. I have everything set up, and I kind of want to show you what it looks like. So just started a new campaign. We're just calling this Stories. The campaign name is basically just going to be the placement that I'm going for because everything else is the same. So we have a story ad. Obviously, we're going to be doing auction, sales, and that's really all we need to hit for that. Ad group, I just label it no targeting, website, maximum number of conversions, purchase, make sure the pixel's in there, $100 daily budget. It's only going to let me do 50. So we'll have to do 50. Sadly, that just means we're going to be getting data slower. That's basically all it means. Things are getting more automated, more simple, more easy with Facebook and with honestly every advertising platform. We're heading in a really good direction. I really like it because in the end of the day, as a business owner, our job is just to make cool videos, cool content that people resonate with, and that's it. Facebook does the rest, TikTok does the rest, Google does the rest. All these advertising platforms are getting really optimized. So it used to be that like the amount of budget that you would put in would dictate like the level of success you get. Like, oh, you put too high of a budget, your results are going to be too expensive. Facebook thinks you have money, so they're going to waste your money more. That was kind of like the theories and stuff, and there was a lot of results that showed that lower budgets would get more purchases at a lower price, and then you just have to duplicate them a million times. But we're getting away from that, and we're heading in a really good direction. So high budgets is good because it allows us to move faster, get more data, because it's not hindering or like killing our results in any way, our quality. So very exciting there. I'm just going to have it roll today, even though I usually say start it at 12 at midnight. I don't really care. Like $50 a day, $100 a day isn't too much for me personally. I know for some other people that's not the case, but yeah, for me, I'd rather just get the spend going ASAP. So US, New Zealand, Canada, UK, Australia, no age, no gender changes, no targeting. Manual placement's really important. Make sure you're only on the Instagram story and Facebook story. That's about it for that. Let's hit publish because I had to change the $50 daily budget. Okay, so I'll turn ad preview on. You can see them in here. I did have to download them as videos, so keep this in mind. So I downloaded these as videos. When I did GIF or GIF, whatever you want to call it, it didn't show up in the preview, and I just wanted to make sure that it was functioning properly. I didn't want someone to just get an ad of the hand and like none of the animations come up or for some reason. So I just made them a video. There's no sound to them, so it's technically just a GIF. We did a manual upload, single image, put a video in. That's it. No text, no headlines, call to action. Make sure you're always doing shop now. I've heard rumors, and you can hit shift click to highlight both of them and hit publish. I've heard rumors that if you do learn more, they'll try to like flag you like you're trying to learn more is for articles. Like if you're like, hey, there's this new crazy headline, like, and you're trying to get someone to come to an article, that's when you do learn more. You're like trying to teach someone. But when it's a product that you're trying to sell, you shouldn't do it. I don't know if it's just a rumor or not. But you have very basic setups. I just do shop now, throw the link in. That is it. No extensions, no shop stuff, nothing fancy. So extremely easy. So we have that one set up. $50 a day will be spent on the ad group. So each ad will have to divvy up and kind of fight for those $50 of spend. But let's look at my reels so far. So we spent $67. No sales just yet, but 2 initiated checkouts. So not too bad. We're looking decently on track. And remember, this one, it did let me go up to 100. I'm not sure if it's actually going to do it, but it didn't give me an error. So that one's set up at 100. And the data, let's see how it's spending on the ad. So it really likes this foot ad. Pretty funny. I'll open it up for you guys.
If you're anything like me, you probably have a ton of knots, aches, and pains all over your body. I get them really bad in my shoulder right here, and I used to just massage them to try to get them to go away, but now I use this cupping device. It uses red light therapy, heat therapy, and gives you all of the benefits of traditional cupping with a single click of a button. It's extremely easy to use on yourself, and honestly, it's the only thing that takes my knots. If you're anything like
cool, so yeah, you guys have seen that ad before. For some reason, it loves that one, and technically, I should turn this off, right? Like our break even, I want to say is like $46, and it doesn't have a sale yet. If you want to go through the data right there, it doesn't have a sale yet. So most people that are like scared and like, oh, I can't be wasting money, like this is stupid. Like honestly, when you're thinking bigger, when you have more resources, when you've been in this game for a while, while and you understand what's going on, you just don't really care to spend a little more to see if it could pan out and work. Because Facebook, honestly, like, it's only spent $67 and it's trying to find customers within its base of hundreds of millions of users. Like, it's a pretty hard task and it needs more data. So I'm happy to let it spend, let it collect more data. And honestly, like, I could let this spend up to $80, and if it didn't get a purchase, then turn it off. But what's good and what's interesting is TikTok didn't like this ad. It really didn't. And now Facebook likes it. And what's weird is I went back into my TikTok account. We can see, so I'll explain what happened here. I tried to do a $300 budget, which was a duplication of this one, and it got some sales. It for sure did, but it wasn't super profitable. So I'll break down what happened here. Just a duplication, and all I did was put in the top 3 videos. Oh, that's interesting. One new one came in. Okay, so here's what I think we'll do. So I put in the 3 top videos thinking, hey, Instagram likes these videos, like, I'll just give it the same 3 videos and up the budget. But TikTok is a little bit interesting. It's like every new campaign has a new function and it likes different videos, because it wasn't liking these ones too much, especially this one. It was spending a ton of money. So I needed to turn this one off, and I guess I just need to cycle in some of the older ones and see if it's gonna like those. And that's why I say advertising is just guessing. Like, you have no clue in the end of the day. So I tried a $200 budget, a little bit lower, to see if this one could be profitable. And one of them is doing profitable sales right here. It's getting a good amount of the spend, but I threw all of the ads in, and look, it's the foot ad. Now TikTok likes the foot ad. So data's all over the place at the start. Things get really weird and wonky, but the longer you've been doing it, the more things start to make sense, the more things even out, and you get a clear vision of like what works and what doesn't. So what I'm going to actually do today, and this is kind of like a part of the scaling process, is I'm going to turn this back on. I'm going to turn off this ad that's not getting too profitable, because I mean, after 350 in spend, it should definitely have some more things to it. And I'm just going to add in all of the other videos, all of the other creatives. So let's do that real quick. Okay, so actually what I would have to do to get all of these other ads in is copy and paste the codes in again. I can't just grab them as existing videos. Oh, here's another thing. So it says that it's partially not delivering. So something that this tells me, which is really good, is that I need to target 18 and older. So you can see what it says. Therefore, it can only be viewed by users 18 and above. So I could go in on my next ads and select only 18 and older, and it might improve the performance, but it's a natural filter they're already doing. They're already avoiding showing this to different ages, younger ages, but I'm going to turn the 300 one off. Honestly, we can just add this one to $300 budget since it's already working good, because that last one, I honestly am too lazy. I can't be asked to go copy and paste all the codes, select them again, email them to myself, paste them in here. I just don't really want to do that. Also, it's kind of, you need to be a little bit calm with scaling. It's easy to see once you have a product, once you have a winner that's like going to just like run at it full force, but you do want to be a little bit hesitant and a little bit slow through the process. Let it collect data. Don't just throw thousands of dollars a day in, because you can really start getting in a scary place. So I'm gonna actually let this go out for a couple days. Something that my old mentor told me when I was just barely getting into Facebook ads, he's like, don't make a change in your ad account unless 3 days have passed. Like, so what he would do is basically twice a week, he would come into his ad account and assess what's going on. He would read the data for only those 3 days, and he would sit on it and really like set for a couple hours and read this data, what's happening, what's going on, what is Facebook telling me, what is TikTok telling me, and make very calculated decisions. And I'm reading this book called The Road Less Stupid, pretty sure that's what it's called, and it talks about having thinking time, where you literally sit down with a journal, no distractions at all, and you write down specific questions and you ponder on them for 30 minutes. And this is a very good practice you should have with your ad account. You shouldn't be coming in here making willy-nilly emotional decisions, and that's kind of like what I was about to do. You really need to set out a goal. Okay, within this week, I want to get to $500 spend on TikTok and on Facebook, and I want to scale up to it in a healthy way by injecting new creatives, slowly increasing budgets, and following an exact plan. Then you want to let 3 days pass. Let Facebook have 3 days with whatever budget you've set up, and get in the analytics and ponder. Have that thinking time where you can set and say, okay, what is Facebook telling me? What actions do I need to take? Does it need better videos? What videos did good? How can I perform in these videos a little bit better? How can I optimize them? How can I make the hook more engaging? Can I add a sound in? Can I do something crazy at the start? And maybe I can say, hey, are you having pain in your neck? Then you need to try this thing instantly. And anyone that's having pain in their neck is instantly going to hone in, be like, yeah, it's been bugging me all day. And maybe we can get people that way. And you can sit and ponder. And again, kind of referencing the stuff in module 1, you can let the universe give you those thoughts. You can use your brain brain as a radio frequency to tune in to something higher than yourself, whatever you want to believe, whatever you want to call it, it is there. Tune into that and ask, what do I need to do? What actions do I need to take? And silence your mind and listen and create very calculated decisions that are well thought out within your ad account, because it's very easy to come in here and be like, wow, it's working. Let's throw in more and get emotional. That's a good emotion, but it's still emotional. So it all needs to be on data. It all needs to be on analytics, and you need to take your time and be really slow. Try to follow that rule of only coming in every 3 days and messing with stuff and making sure that anytime you make a change, it's a very well thought out decision, because when you start just clicking buttons, turning things off and on, your optimization goes to shit extremely quick. So tons of little side tangents there, but my overall theory is that it's gonna be best to throw in as many creatives as possible. Like if I get to the point, it's just a theory, I need to test it a little bit more, because things are always changing, right? And it's always fun to test new things. But every campaign you start, you should probably throw in almost like all of the videos you have and just kind of go through that fun process of seeing which one TikTok likes the most, turn it off if it's not getting good performance, let the other one spend, maybe add in some more, and just have a really huge recycling library of content that TikTok can play with, that Facebook can play with. But I will hone in more on these theories. This is just some theoretical stuff for my ad account and what I think is doing good based on my results, because you have to remember, genuinely every ad campaign, every ad group, every ad account, every business manager, every platform is going to operate completely different from one another. The results are going to vary so much. It depends on your product. It depends. We're doing the scientific method with like 20,000 variables, millions of variables, honestly. Like it's very hard to say this works every time or like this is the best, because it's always going to change. So definitely a big side tangent. I'm at like 18 minutes of filming, almost 19. And yeah, that's basically the update for today. I will come back when I have some image ads. We'll probably do those tomorrow of like the feed posts, and then we'll get into some retargeting, and then later down the line we'll show a big scaling process for both TikTok and Facebook. All right, guys, so this is another little update. It's been, I think, a day or 2 days since the last little update, and things are going really good. Facebook is pretty slow right now, but we're getting a lot of really good traction with TikTok. So let's jump into my computer and just go over a basic update on how everything's going, the numbers we've pulled, our ROAS, our profits, all that stuff, and really understand what's going on and explain how I'm doing all this. So let's dive in. So you can see we're on the store today. We've done 500 in sales. It is it's 4:50 p.m. That's what I meant to say in the day. So we still have our payment hold, which kind of sucks, but look at this. Yesterday, almost $1,000 day. So tomorrow we are definitely going to hit probably close to a $2,000 day, because I have a really big ad campaign that's going to come out. Just a really high budget. Basically, I'll show you everything that I'm doing, but we're doing pretty good so far, guys. We started on the 24th. That's when we got our first sale. It is the 4th right now. We've done $3,100, and this is profitable. So let me kind of show you what's going on. So our Facebook ads, let's go to maximum. Yep, we're in it. Go to the campaigns. We've spent $148 with no sales. So the Reels has spent $142. They really liked this foot video, and this foot video is doing crazy on TikTok right now, but for some reason, no sales, no traction on that. Had to turn it off. 124 in spend is a lot over the budget. So now it's just spending really slow. I set it to $100 a day, and I don't know, it's just really slow. So we'll have to give it some time to really even out, get the spend on some other videos, and hopefully one pops up or pops off. And if it doesn't, we'll just keep making video ads. That's just kind of, it is what it is. Then just like I did in the last video showing you the story, it's moving a little bit, $7 in spend, nothing to really talk about there. TikTok, this is where it's getting fun and cool. So let's go to the maximum here and talk about everything. So we spent $1,800. So if you've spent more than half, you're usually not too profitable. You might have a little bit of profits, but we're at a 1.5 ROAS, so we're over our break even. So we are at a profit. We do know that, but a lot of this is like ads that weren't doing good that are turned off now, and the ones that are doing good are doing really good. Like this one right here. I'll show you how good this foot video is doing. 3.26 ROAS on 18 purchases, meaning I've spent $392 in order to get 1,280 in sales. This is super profits. So maybe in the grand scheme, it's not like that big of profits, but we have an asset, a video ad that's working really good. So now I can do, put the new cup thing on my foot more, do more stuff like that to get more hooks. And now I know, now I have that asset, I have the knowledge, I have it working, and it's printing me money. I know for a fact if I put more money into this, it's going to print me money at a 3x return. That's a huge asset. That is by definition an investment-based asset. Like very big there, very exciting. The value per customer per sale is averaging out to $71, and that's not counting lifetime warranties or shipping costs. This is just product sales. We are getting people people buying 2 units a lot. Every probably fourth purchase on the store is someone buying 2 units. So unbelievable. Like, this surpassed what I thought it would do. This was just to be a test store to show you guys what success should look like, and it just panned out. It's working really, really good. So extremely excited on that. The reason why I think we're going to hit 2K days very soon is I am scaling up to $500 a day on these budgets. So right now I'm doing what I'd kind of call like test scaling, and I'm basically just duplicating the budgets with higher numbers. So you can see I tried to do a $300 day one and it just didn't pan out. You never know. The main reason was because I only put 3 videos. You do want to re-put all the videos you have that are good and let those try again, because the foot video in the first test right here, in the first test, the foot video is not even that good unless it started doing good. Now I haven't checked this in a little while. Where's the foot video? Yeah, foot video $71, no conversions, you know, but on the random other one right here, it's like our most profitable thing we've ever created. So it's weird. You never really know. That's why I'm saying this is targeted guessing. I can tell you what works, but it's only an attempt. It's only a guess. Only TikTok can tell you what works. Only Facebook can tell you what works. So good little tidbits there. Good little update. When this $500 a day one starts at midnight tonight, because if I turn this one on now at 4:55, it's going to blow through that $500 budget and really screw me over. And I do not want to do that. But yeah, 18 purchases on a 2.75 ROAS for the entire ad group. That's counting all of the videos. Like, pretty unreal. This is great numbers. And this is only TikTok. Like, we haven't even gotten a sale from Facebook yet. And we've pulled 3,100. So things are looking really good. Very promising. I think we're going to be hitting 5K days with this store, to be completely honest. I really think we can do 5K days very soon. And if I was really committing to this long-term, big time, like working with UGC influencers, like really diving in, this could be a 6-figure store in like no time. And I might try to take it as far as I can until the course releases and everyone sees this and copies it, because then it'll be too saturated. But something else that's interesting is we're getting more per customer. We're getting more than $1 per customer. So let's jump into analytics. This will be fun. You can see we're getting really good conversion rates. Average order values are high. This is just yesterday. Let's go over just this month so far. 57 AOV. Okay, 65 AOV, 34 orders, 2% conversion rate. We're getting way more per dollar. Usually a good way to kind of test if your traffic and your stuff's working out is you get $1 per viewer. So I would have $1,575 in sales. We're getting way more. So it's awesome. And we haven't gotten any returning customers, and we're going to start getting into email and SMS retargeting and campaigns and giving people deals if they come back and make a second purchase and stuff. So we're just getting started, boys. This is going to be crazy. I'm really excited. I know we can take this one far. So that's just a little update today. We will start rolling out faster on Facebook, but it's taking really long. It's going really slow. But yeah, I'll see you in the next update. All right, guys, we've been kind of all over the place with Facebook ads, but I want to wrap it up in this kind of part that I'm filming today. So to give you an update of what happened, Shopify has shut my payments down. They shut everything down, but we got it back up and running. So let's kind of show this month so far. It is the 11th today, and on the 7th, 8th, and 9th, we were fully taken down, 0 in sales. We got taken down halfway through the day here, or else we would have hit probably a $3,000 day. We were really scaling up. I spent like 2K on my ad budgets and lost it all, not realizing the store was taken down in time. So really sad there, but we turned ads back on yesterday, hit 570, and we're at 517 today, scaling up, and we're healthy again. So very good news. But when it comes to Facebook, all I really did is I go over this in the bonus module, putting out fires with like Shopify and payment issues. I kind of go over it in detail, but I had to turn all my ads off and return them back on. So I basically just duplicate them and let them start again. I'm not going to get into my feed post ad just yet, like the single image ad. I'm going to be doing that later, and I'm going to have a video later down the line that goes over the entire kind of like structure of Facebook and how to get omnipresence, how to really set up cold, medium, and hot traffic funnels, as well as retargeting and all those types of systems that you need to really crush it on Facebook before you really get into scaling or doing them at the same time. So I will have a video going over all of that. But to test Facebook, all you really want to do is come in and try all your reels, make some story posts, start testing stuff. And then once your budgets are going better, get into making some single image ads, also some carousel ads. If you're a store that sells multiple products or multiple variants of a product, I just sell one thing. I don't even have a color variation. So it just doesn't apply to me, but carousel ads are extremely easy to set up. And I always recommend when you're making any ad, go post it on your Facebook or Instagram account first, and then use an existing post so we have that Spark ads feature. But yeah, we will be going over further details in other Facebook videos, and I will see you in the other videos on the course. Peace. All right, guys, welcome in today's video where we're going to be talking about virtual assistants. And this is something that we really need to cover before we get into Facebook, because Facebook is such a scaling platform. It's where we're really going to get into like $1,000 a day budgets and be jumping into a whole new level of e-commerce and dropshipping. So we need to have a virtual assistant locked in. And overall, there's a lot of requirements we want to make sure that we have locked in before we kind of get into the Facebook scaling stuff. We want to make sure we're really mastering TikTok and understanding it and getting profitable on it, as well as starting to work with UGC creators so we can get a big influx of content that we can utilize on Facebook. So to get kind of some ducks in line or get everything in order before we jump into Facebook, the first thing we need to tackle now is the virtual assistants, especially since we've been doing TikTok and hopefully gaining some traction with it. So without further ado, let's get into the virtual assistant walkthrough. So why do we need a virtual assistant? It's honestly one of the most important things, and it's your first hire. So it's really exciting. It's really fun. You now have like your first employee. Technically they're a contractor, but it is really exciting when you have like the first kind of member of your team. When your store starts building out, I remember when I first got a virtual assistant, it was very exciting to me. I thought I was cool. I thought I had an employee. I thought I kind of like reached up to that level. And overall, it was a fun step for me. So the main reason we need one is for branding, for customer support, for having a very high level experience when someone interacts with our brand. So let's say they ordered their new cup, we got it sitting right here, and they had an issue with it. When it came, it didn't work, or it never came, it got lost in the mail, or whatever seemed to happen with the process of the product getting to them and being quality. If they ever have any issues, they need to email you, right? They need to do customer support, and you need to walk through all of those kind of things with them and make sure that every customer is happy. You also need someone to deal with chargebacks. And when you're scaling on Facebook and when you're scaling on TikTok even, you're going to start getting tens of emails a day, hundreds of emails a day. It can even get to the point of thousands of emails a day if you're really scaling out to like 6-7 figure months. And obviously we don't want to handle that, right? We want to focus on branding. We want to focus on paid advertisements, working with cool influencers, and making a brand and a very cool product that just kind of changes the whole industry of whatever niche we're in. We want to focus on those high leverage skills that are going to give us very large outcomes. Now, when it comes to virtual assistants, it's very hard to find someone who's fair on pay and someone who's very trustworthy. Trustworthy is really big, because if they're coming into your store and it's really easy to integrate them, I'll show you guys how to do that. It takes seconds. Then we want to make sure they're trustworthy, right? If they're handling chargebacks and they're like representing our store through customer service and kind of doing these high level things, they're representing our brand. They're representing us and all the work that we're doing. So we need to make sure that the customer support and all of these things that they do for us is extremely high level, while also being fair when it comes to cost. So we're not out $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month just for some help with emails and chargebacks, especially in the starting days when we really don't need too much help, but we just don't want to handle it ourselves. And that is why I'm going to be introducing you guys to Omar. Omar is absolutely amazing. He's the first and only virtual assistant I have ever worked with. On my first successful store ever, I thankfully came across him, and we've been working together ever since. Now, that was in borderline 2016, potentially 2017. He shares pictures of his kids with me. We've become very close over the years, and his ability to provide amazing prices as well as amazing work when it comes to customer support, handling chargebacks, he'll even handle PayPal. So if you have your PayPal up, mine's obviously banned, then you can have him log into that through admin access, and he can handle the chargebacks on PayPal as well. So you don't even have to worry about it and get that extra high conversion rate on your store because you offer PayPal as a checkout process. So if you're not banned from PayPal, I definitely recommend using Omar to help handle the chargebacks, because you don't want to be handling that personally. He can also handle any data entry. So if you kind of need some help with some back end stuff of keeping track of things, he can help with spreadsheets and all that stuff. He can also manage all of your comment sections on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, anything. So if your brand is making content and people are starting to like hammer you down, or they're saying this is a scam or anything like that, he can help monitor those, delete them, or reply to them and say, hey, if you had an issue with your product, please hit us up on support. We are happy to help you out. We offer guarantees, we offer warranties. We're excited and happy to help you. They can do that on the comment section, which is really big. And he can also take care of some Shopify store development and like design elements implements to your website and your Shopify itself. So, and he has been doing this for years. He has a group of agents that he personally trains, so they get all of the cutting edge information that he keeps up with. He's managed 8-figure stores. He's as credible as it comes, and he's as trustworthy as it comes. I've worked with him for 5+ years now. So when it comes to pricing, I wanted to share a little bit of the information that he sent to me, because ultimately, since me and him have such a close relationship, he's giving extra special pricing for anyone that's going through this course. So you guys absolutely have to work with Omar. He's the best. You're never going to find someone that has as high of quality service as him with this price point. It's actually insane. So these are some prices he shared with me. If you have a small store, getting around 10 to 30 emails a day, that's going to be around $500 a month, which is unbelievably cheap and fair. And he's ultimately responding within 24 hours. You get 8-hour a day service Monday through Friday. And he's also taking care of the chargebacks within that pricing for $500. It's genuinely unbelievable. He's absolutely the best. Next, for a medium store, this is going to be like 30 to 60 emails a day. This will cost you around $750 a month. And if you have a high volume store with around 60 to 100 emails every single day, that's going to be around $1,000 per month. So these are incredibly fair prices. And ultimately, he can handle any amount of work thrown at him, even all the people going through this course, because he has a agency where he trains people and builds up employees based on the outputs and the work that he needs. And it's all proof checked by him and quality is ensured. So he can handle basically anything you throw at him. And he's ready for challenges. He's always excited and ready to help out in any ways he can. He's extremely fast to learn and to teach his workers. So if you need help with something specific, like for example, when I was running Street Style Men, that clothing store, I had his agency and Omar, his team, working for me with importing all the products. I just sent a video of, hey, here's how I import all my products. Make sure you import them like this, create a description for them. I usually pick images that look like this. And he would import 10 products a day. And then I would just run the Facebook ads and I would test 10 products a day on that store. So if there's something that he can help you out with, he's very excited and open to learning it, and he'll give you a very fair price point for executing on that service. So Omar is the GOAT. Like, the fact that you guys get a connection like this that's verified, trusted, and has quality assurance that can help out with anything is one of the bigger assets of this course, right? Like, for you to go search out for a virtual assistant that's trustworthy, that's punctual, that gets stuff done with fair pricing, like, it just doesn't really happen. So this is a very big opportunity for you guys. You absolutely need to lock this in for your store. If you're getting 10 emails a day, 5 emails a day, that's your time to reach out to Omar. That's your time to get a virtual assistant, offload that. You shouldn't be handling it. You shouldn't be handling emails, support, chargebacks, anything. And ultimately, it's really easy to get in contact with him and get him connected to your store. So if you're ready to reach out to Omar, or you want to get him going on your store, or honestly, like, any little project you need help with when it comes to the e-commerce space, he's been in it for years. He knows how to handle it. The best way to contact him is with this information right here, or obviously the information will be below in the description. His Discord is Omar with a little hashtag 7590, and his WhatsApp is here. They'll be popped up on the screens. They'll also be below. So you guys can easily reach out to him. He will share the email that you connect to your store, and it's a really easy process. You go to your store, you go to users, you go to add user, you add him in, and you give him a couple simple permissions. He'll tell you what permissions he needs, and I can assure you that he is extremely trustworthy. He has my full backing, my full trust, and I can promise you that there's going to be zero issues with having him integrated in your store. So that basically wraps up everything with virtual assistants. It's a pretty easy, simple video. He can walk you through any questions you still have. It's a pretty easy process. You get connected with him, you get set up on your store, you get him integrated in, tell him what services you want. He'll give you an exact pricing if you're going to add something on, but those are his prices right here. The $500 a month, $750, $1,000 a month. Obviously, it's going to grow depending on the emails and other services. Like if you add on like, hey, can you go check over our social medias every single day? Those services will obviously add to your monthly payments, but that basically wraps everything up. So if you're crushing it with your store, which I hope you are, if you watch the testing section on TikTok and you've been making a ton of creatives, then you should be ready to reach out to Omar. Around like 5 emails a day, I'd reach out to him and get him connected. It's definitely worth your time. You need it, and it's going to help you grow when you don't have to manage these things, and you can focus on tasks that grow the business instead of tasks that manage the business. You don't want to be working in the business. You want to be working on the business, right? You don't want to be the chess pieces. You want to be the player moving the chess pieces. And this is your first step towards that reality, right? It's obviously going to get more and more real as you build out more and more teams, and you're really going to be starting to run this kind of like ecosystem that it serves itself, I guess is the best way to say it. And all you have to do is just make sure everything's functioning correctly. So fun stuff, exciting exciting stuff. Treat Omar with the utmost respect. This guy is amazing, and he does a lot for us. So get connected with him when you're ready, and I will see you in the next video where we will most likely be going over UGC content so we can build up our big library of video ads so we can jump into Facebook properly. I will see you there. Alrighty boys, welcome into the digital omnipresence video. Now in this one, we're going to be going over how you can have omnipresence online and how you can create this kind of wheelhouse that when someone sees one of your video ads, you can kind of trap them into this little ecosystem where they're going to keep seeing your video ads and they're going to keep throwing more and more ads at them. Because on average, it takes someone 7 to 12 times of viewing an ad before they start actually making real purchasing decisions and really starting to think if this is something they need or want in their life. So a lot of people, they're just throwing out their one ad and hoping that a fish or one person comes across and is entangled in their net and buys instantly. And that's just not how things work. You need to have a layer of 7 to 12 nets that the fish has to try to swim through all of them. And that's where you start really making money, is through omnipresence, through having these funnels and these systems that target people, that engage with your ads, that view your content, that add to cart, and making sure that you continually offer different videos to them with different kind of guidelines and goals. And this is where you're really going to be soaking in a huge amount of sales. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, so the best way to explain this is I made another little Miro whiteboard thing. And we have up here the 7 to 12 day process that it takes someone to buy. And this is kind of, you at least need 4 nets. And we'll talk about how this kind of system works through basically just different tiers is like the best way to explain it. So first off, we have ice cold traffic. This is people that have never seen your product. They've never seen this thing. They don't know what the new cup is. They have no clue what's going on, but hopefully they have neck pain, shoulder pain, or they would benefit from this device. And this is our first contact point with them. This is our first time showing them our brand, showing them our product, and we need to speak their language on this ad. This is really important. So this is our ice cold traffic ads. This is where we're targeting people with like the blank targeting ad groups that have the $100 daily budgets. That's ice cold traffic. Or when we start playing with targeted interests, for example, if I target people that are into weightlifting or bodybuilding, and I obviously would want to make a bodybuilding video ad to tie in with that ad group. But when we're targeting them, it's still ice cold traffic. They still have no clue who we are. So the goal on this is to grab attention. It's our hook, right? That gets the fish interested. It's the bait basically. And the biggest way we can bait someone in is by speaking their language. Like if I was selling this to gamers who are hunched over on the computer, I'd say, hey, are you sick of being hunched over on your computer 8 hours a day? Is your neck and shoulders really starting to feel the pain of that posture? And anyone who hears that is immediately hooked in. So that's the goal with these first ads, with these ice cold traffic ads, is we need to hook people in. We need to grab attention and speak someone's specific language. Just doing mass production like, hey, do your shoulders hurt? Here's this. It can hook people if they're in excruciating shoulder pain, but it's not going to hook everyone unless you are hyper specific. So for testing products, testing brands, doing the normal Facebook and TikTok ad strategies work because we are focusing on mass market, but we need to start hyper fixating and getting tunnel vision on an exact demographic. And we can try different demographics until something hits, but I hope you're seeing that to truly transition to the branding stage, to really get in depth and start crushing it here, we need to get hyper focused and we need to test a lot of things. A lot of people will just grab their product, they throw up the one traffic ad that's ice cold traffic, not targeted. It doesn't get a couple sales, so they give up. And it's just like, holy shit, dude, you didn't even take a quarter of the time that it needs to take to really even test this product. You didn't even test it. You threw one net out there and a fish didn't immediately get entangled in it, so you gave up on the fishing spot, thinking, oh, there's no fish here. Meanwhile, there's probably millions of dollars worth of fish and you just didn't try hard enough. Like you didn't even put in real effort. So I hope that makes sense. We really need to dive deep on this stuff and test out, okay, we got some mass sales, like with the new cup, right? We've done like 10,000 in sales. Now, how do we focus deeper? How do we find the exact demographic? Is it gamer kids that are hunched over? Is it moms in their 40s that have pain from being a mom and doing all the hard things that they have to do each day? Like what is the little demographic, the niche thing? Is it blue collar workers? Is it gym guys? Who is our main thing? And we need to test all of of those different audiences and figure out who is our exact audience. And for example, once we find that audience, we need to dial in on it, change your branding a little bit. Like if it's blue collar stuff, maybe we get a blue one, we start talking about blue collar stuff like blue collar workers. Is your body hurting from working your ass off all day? And you make funny ads that tailor to them, and you can call it the blue collar cup. You just change your domain. It's so easy. So you can do that stuff later, but at the start you kind of have to go mass production, then you have to kind of siphon in. But that's a big side tangent, but that's really valuable stuff you guys absolutely have to be doing. So ice cold traffic we're trying to hook. Then we have cold traffic. Like it's not warm, like they're not like in rapport with us just yet, but they've at least seen our video ads. So on tier 2 ads, we're trying to build a deeper interest to the people that were hooked. So right here, we're targeting anyone who's seen our ads. They've seen our cold traffic ads. So this each tier is basically going to be a campaign. We have ice cold traffic campaigns, and we have cold traffic, warm traffic, hot traffic campaigns. So the cold traffic campaign is going to target people who have engaged with this ad or they've seen it. So anyone who has seen our cold traffic ads, we are going to target them on cold traffic. And with this ad, we're going to try to build interest. Like, and you can even mention like, hey, we saw that you saw one of our ads, but you didn't click to our website or something. And you can say these type of things that like, oh, how did they know that? That's kind of crazy. And build up interest, but that's not really the main point because you should have already hooked them a little bit. Your main point here is to build interest, talk about the benefits of the product. And this is another really big thing is people try to sell like, oh, it has 6 to 12 heating modes and and they list all these little features and the cupping device is small enough to fit anywhere in your body. And they list these little features and nobody cares about features. They care about, does it work? They care about certainty. Sales is a transfer of certainty. You need to say, I am certain this product will change your life. This is why I'm recommending it. I'm certain this will take your knots out. This will take headaches away. And obviously you have to make sure you're in compliance with Facebook's advertising policies and stuff like that. But you want to sell certainty. You want to sell results, solutions. That's why people buy things. You don't buy something because it has a little feature on it. You buy it because you're certain it's going to provide a solution. So that's what you need to really be conveying in your cold traffic ads in your tier 2. Next, tier 3 is where you really start selling. You really need to say like, and this is, let's talk about how you target them. So the goal is to sell harder, and you're targeting people that have had their interest built. And you can tell if someone's interest is built is if they have gone to your website, but they haven't purchased. And I'll show you on Facebook what that looks like to set it up. It's super easy. Once we finish explaining all these, I'll show you guys how you can jump in Facebook, how you can jump in TikTok and target these people. Really easy to set up within the audience section on Facebook and with the custom audience little section on TikTok. Easy stuff. So on the Sell Harder Tier 3 campaign, our goal is to target people that have engaged with our ads, have clicked our website, but they haven't added to cart, they haven't purchased. This is people that their interest was built, right? Like okay, I'm looking into it. Maybe it's something cool. I don't know if I want it or I'm not going to make a decision yet. People are like this. Some people aren't going to click and buy and instantly in day one. This is how people are, guys. People aren't going to see your product, see your one first little ad and go, wow, I need that so bad. I'm going to buy it and tell my friends about it. It takes way longer. It's a slower process. So right here is where you really want to talk about those benefits, those features, because these are the people that showed interest. They physically showed it. They went to the website. So with this, we really want to dial in. The main things here is like, hey, we have guarantees. Hey, we have warranties. We can ensure you that this product is not a piece of shit. You're actually going to get what you're paying for. These solutions are real. And this is where you want to just do everything you did in tier 2 way harder, way more salesy. Obviously, you don't want to be like super cringe over the top, like infomercial, old TV ad vibe, but you definitely want to convey to them that this is the solution you need and we're backing it with guarantees. And it's a smart decision to buy this product. You're not going to get scammed. That's basically what they need to feel before they can actually feel the confidence to purchase. Next, hot traffic. Now, these are people that have gone to the product page, they have added to cart, they maybe even put their payment info in, but for some reason they didn't pay. And there's a lot of reasons this might happen. Someone really might want the product, but their dog started barking and, oh, 1 second, I gotta go away. And they go away, they go do something else, or they're doing something that sidetracked them. There's a ton of different ways, like, oh, maybe I'll purchase it later. Maybe I'll think about it a little bit longer. There's so many things. So right here, we want to target people that have gone to the website, they've added to cart, they've maybe even put their payment info in, and they didn't purchase. And right here, the main goal is to just get the sale and be done with them. Because right now we have spent, for hot traffic, we've spent ad costs on all of these, right? So it's starting to get a little bit pricey. So we really need to just get the sale here. And we want to do it with a 10% off discount code, maybe 20%. I wouldn't recommend 20 because again, you kind of have to factor in, we've paid for someone to go through all of these steps, and it costs money to go through every single step. So to also give them 20% off, I usually wouldn't recommend. Maybe 10 to 15 is a little bit better, but you want to get the discount code and be like, hey, we know you've seen our ads. We know you're interested in this product. Maybe you need a little bit of a kick in the butt to purchase, or you need a little bit of a push. So here it is. Here's your 10 to 15% off discount code to buy your new cup today. And these ads aren't your just run of the mill ads. Like they need to be targeted. They need to be hyper focused. Like when you're buying like UGC and influencer ads, it's tier 1 shit, maybe tier 2 shit. The tier 3 and 4 shit needs to be like hyper specific. Like you need to be saying like, hey, we know you're a weightlifter that came to our website, but you didn't purchase for some reason. Maybe it's because you think it's a crappy product. Maybe it's because you don't think we have warranties or guarantees. But here's why we do. Like talk to them like a physical person. Like don't just have these run of the mill ads like the new cup is so good. Buy one today with the automated shit. Like that's hook stuff. We want to be really investing in time and talking to people, human beings. These are human beings that are buying, right? These aren't robot numbers. Just because we see them in our analytics as little robot numbers doesn't mean they are. These are real people. So start talking to them like that. And this is how we get omnipresence. This is where we have like fucking 50 of these hook ads going at a time. So this is kind of an example of what it would look like. We have a ton of cold traffic campaigns. We're targeting different interests. We're doing zero targeting. We're targeting different demographics. We're targeting moms here. We're targeting weightlifters here or something. We have a ton of tier 1 traffic, different hooks, different influencers. And obviously we want to kind of hone in. We don't want to, because our pixel data is going to get messy. If we're targeting weightlifters, then we're targeting moms, then we're targeting blue collar workers. All of that traffic is going into one pixel that's then kind of getting the rest of this information dirty. And it's harder to be specific of like, hey, are you a blue collar worker when you're targeting them here when you had mom traffic campaign come in, right? So you got to be a little bit clean with it. You got to be a little bit organized and kind of figure out what works and then quickly get away from it and start only doing the things that are tailored towards your exact demographic that you know works the best. Or you can just stay mass market the whole time, but I don't fully recommend that. But your funnel is going to end up looking like this. You can see how it's a little funnel. Like we get as much traffic we can on our hooks. Then we get on tier 2. We really try to build interest with them. We sell really hard. And what's nice is your cold traffic's still going to get sales. You're still getting sales at every net, but you at least have a system that's like, if someone's really stubborn and not buying, they at least buy here, right? You gave them the discount, you show them all the shit. Like you'll at least recoup the sales that you wouldn't have through this tiered system. But a lot of people are going to buy right. Tons of people are going to buy right here. This is going to be your bolt, these 3. And hey, if someone didn't, here's a discount code. Now just get away from us. Like we got your business. And now there is another system, very hot traffic. There's another tier 4, but that's when people have purchased already. And that's where you want to get them to purchase again. And we're going to do that through email, text messages and stuff like that, because we don't want to keep paying for traffic when we already know they're a hot lead. We can just capture it on emails and SMS, and that's easy stuff. So we can retarget them, say, hey, you bought a product. Here's a 30% discount code to buy another one. So you can make sure your friends have the same benefits, right? You can say something like that. So super good stuff here. This is huge, guys. You need this omnipresence. So let's jump in and talk about how this kind of looks within Facebook. It's the exact same with Facebook and TikTok. You basically hit all tools, go to audiences right here, super easy. You want to hit create an audience and you can go off website traffic, but at first you want to do like video stuff, like people who have interacted with your content, right? So choose a content type, people who have viewed, I'd say at least 25, like maybe 50% of your video, because you know they're interested. And I'd say in the last like 7 days, you don't want like huge windows. And we'll do view 50%. 7 days. Then you can also choose videos. So you can choose which ones they've actually watched through all of your different posts. Right now it's only showing my story ones. For some reason, it's not showing my reels. So I think for it to show my reels, we need to do Facebook page. Yeah, so anyone who's interacted with your page, there's a ton of different options and you guys can play around targeting anyone who's visited your Instagram, visited your Facebook, watched your videos, anyone who's clicked your website. So you can create these funnels very easily and even hyper target specific videos they've watched. Like people who've watched 50% of your video, you can choose what video they've watched. So you can have that funnel system of, hey, this is our funnel system for blue collar. This is our funnel system for moms. This is our funnel system for weightlifters. This is our funnel system for guys that are into sports like football or boxing or something. And you can create this huge ecosystem of nets you have different funnels for each demographic, and you can keep it, the new cup, a mass market product. And then on your ads, keep the hyper focused funnels for specific people. And you can see this is a lot of work. It takes some time to build this out, but this is where you're getting to the real branded level and where you're having the custom inventory and you're scaling up to 30K days. You could be doing 10K days within each demographic, hitting 50K days, and you're only doing 5 demographics. And then you can scale into more demographics. And I hope it really starts to make sense, but you can come in here and choose people that have done certain actions. And you can also, when you're in the ad group, so you'll target someone, right? If we're trying to do a tier 3, we're going to target people who have added to cart, but they haven't purchased. So let me show you what that looks like. We'll go to website. We are going to target people that have added to cart. And then we also want to exclude. So then we want to exclude people who purchased, because if you already purchased, right, we don't want to. And then we can set the date. We can do, oh, you only did it in the last 7 days. And we can name this people who added to cart but didn't purchase in the last 7 days. And you can set up these crazy audiences. So I'm not going to go in depth on how to set up every single little thing. It's pretty self-explanatory. You should be able to come in there and understand for your brand, for your tier system, for your goals specifically, what audience to make. You guys can go crazy in here. And then there's also the lookalike audiences and all this type of stuff. It gets really crazy. And on TikTok, it is the exact same stuff. TikTok has just copy and pasted everything from Facebook. So we have engagement on content, website traffic, and these are basically the only ones we're going to use. And it's extremely easy. So I'll have this Miro whiteboard downloaded below the video that you can click on and make sure that you're coming in and revisiting this if you ever need to. Pretty simple stuff, but this is, guys, this is what really separates drop shippers from brand owners. Like, imagine if you have like 50 of these different funnels and they're all leading to your website. They're all getting you sales. You're just running a mass amount of funnels, and you can start seeing, this is just Facebook and then just TikTok. And then we're doing the same thing on YouTube ads, then on Google paid ads. And it's just, I can't even explain it. Like, if you're fully committed, if you are building a team, you are working with agencies, you have a UGC